Let me quickly add before the review starts, this is not the latest episode. This is the episode the week before the last episode. I already recorded this, but most of you are aware, I've been saying in other videos that something happened to my Mac laptop and I was waiting for a replacement and it took longer than expected. In the other videos that I've been posting, I've been using my cell phone to post them. I did not want to re-record an entire review that I did, so I just waited for my laptop to get back to me. So this is a late upload, so I'm posting this one, but I also reviewed the most recent episode and I'll be posting that next. So just wanted you all to know what's going on, just in case you're wondering, yeah, this is old. Yes, it is old. All right, let's get into the review. What's up, my Vina loves? It's Miss Vina D coming to you all from Entertainment News. Now, I almost did not do a review on this episode because one of the biggest stories from this episode was the revelation of Mariah saying that, telling Dr. Jackie and Toya that her husband also cheated on her, but she managed to stay and make the relationship work. Bravo changed the schedule for Married to Medicine from Sunday to Friday. When a show starts changing time slots like that, that means either it's in trouble, the ratings is not doing too well, or the ratings might be great and the network is trying to spread it out so they can have, instead of just having one great night with two great shows, they can spread it out so that they can have ratings throughout the week depending on the shows that they have. So either way, the season is probably not doing as great, or it was a marketing thing that, let's go ahead and put this important clip out, because if we do, that's going to lead to more people watching on Friday because they want to know, if the reaction was longer and what happened after that. So I completely understand, but because that clip was released early, I did a full video on it, how I felt and everything. So definitely go ahead and click on the Married to Medicine playlist and you can watch that video. I'm also going to include it in the description below. So I'm going to jump around since we already talked about that crucial moment in this episode. So let's go ahead and start with the whole boat ride and Dr. Simone just screaming. Man, she's going through so much in her household that, and you know what, this is how she always talked to. She always, screamed this way, but you can tell that she's been going through so much within her household for a long time, and also too, that's just how she talks. She screams a lot. She's very passionate, but she can go from 0, to 100 and real quick, right? And it's just crazy, but it was good. I'm sure Mariah felt good. You see, that's why when I keep bringing up Lisa Nicole, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, okay? But sometimes when someone have gone through so much, you want to see what it looked like from the other side and that person's reaction. It could be a positive one. It's not to see them gloating or wanting to say I told you so. You just want them to experience those emotions and you want to see it. So it was nice for once to see Quad being put in her place, regardless of how it was done, and to see Mariah's reaction, and to see Simone admit that the group give Quad a pass and that every little thing Mariah does, they nitpick at. At one point during one of the episodes, Mariah jokingly said how she can't even breathe around the girls. All she could do is breathe around the girls because if she make the wrong sound, they're on her. So it was nice to see Quad being called out on her ish. You know what I'm saying? It was nice to see that. Not nice to see two women screaming at each other and all of that. No. Nice to see her being called out. Now, Dr. Simone could have used a different approach. She didn't have to be screaming, getting up, almost in her face, doing all that. All that other stuff was extra, okay? All of that was unnecessary. So, but I'm glad that they were able to talk about it. I love it how the men were like, you know what, we are not about to do this. Can we just stop this boat and jump in the water? It was cool. I love that, like, the heavenly husband always try to bring the peace, but I also love that the men were like, let them do their thing, don't jump in it, let the women do their thing. But you know what, he's so peaceful and positive. You know, there go some people online saying it's all a front. He's probably, and I'm not saying it, okay? So I'm gonna throw allegedly out there because this is not coming from me. There were some people saying, man, he's probably beating up Heavenly at home over here acting like he wants to be Black Jesus. I was like, oh my God, I don't think he's being perfect. He just love to, you know, I say, you bring peace to the group. But people are saying, oh yeah, whatever. Those are the mean ones that be terrible behind closed doors, always trying to act like he's perfect and things like that. But I don't think he's acting like he's perfect. I just think that's just who he is. But then somebody also brought out the fact that he was able to break a glass. You remember when they were talking about sex, and the sex therapist was talking about certain things, and he was holding the glass too hard and he broke the glass? Yeah. So people are saying that he's allegedly doing stuff at home to Heavenly that is not so heavenly, and not in a sexual way, but in abuse way, and he's over here pretending. But listen, I'm not even gonna get into that until Heavenly comes out and confess something, until they come out and say something. I'm just gonna go with him being positive. Since I'm talking about them, I know I'm jumping around. Let's go ahead and get into this whole group therapy situation that happened. Okay, now Heavenly was wrong for saying that she's not going to participate. That part, I felt like she was being a hypocrite and she was wrong. I felt like she was doing this just to be nosy, asking the questions she asked to be nosy. Now, the questions she asked were valid, okay? They were valid questions. I'm just saying, you cannot be doing an exercise and then don't get in yourself. Heavenly is not perfect. Her marriage is not perfect. Her husband is not perfect. They go through a lot of things at home. There are just some people who chose, you know what? We are not going to showcase that. You know? I think Mariah just had a spur of the moment and just felt like, you know what? This is my moment to help someone. This is my moment to help someone have a breakthrough. And so I'm going to go ahead and just spill this tea. Even Hayden's face was like when she tried to tell him that she told Jackie their business, even though she didn't straight out say it, he wasn't too happy about that. But had Mariah not say anything, even though marriage is not perfect, people would have kept saying, you know, that's why, you know, they're jealous because Hayden is over there. He don't scream at his wife. He don't disrespect his wife. He's a good man. But had Mariah not say anything, you would have never known, you know, that he cheated. Or was she nervous that, you know, it might have come out? Whatever the case might be, she was able to help Jackie in that moment. So what I'm saying is, Heavenly and her husband have been together for a long time. A long time. He's been there before she lost the weight and all of that, you know. So I'm sure when she said there are deep things they're going through, when he said that, because she said our issues are minor, I believed him. It's just sad that, okay, if your marriage is so great and you feel like you're doing so well, then use this platform to tell them what you and your husband, you know, what do you guys do differently to make your marriage work so well. Now, when I was reviewing The Bachelor, I recorded my live reaction, meaning I did not put myself on video because, you know, you can't record a show and then do a live reaction, you know, because the show belongs to the network and copyright reasons and all of that. So what I did was, with Married to Medicine, when I was watching it, you know, you would not hear the show in the background. You would just hear my reaction. So I'm going to insert some clips as I have this conversation and go through this review. I'm going to insert clips where I'm just having a live reaction to that moment. So let's go ahead and talk about Toya, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my live reaction, okay? So when Toya and Eugene came up, that was funny. Okay, now I don't think Heavenly was being disrespectful. She was asking questions, but let me go ahead and insert my live reaction. Then I'm gonna come back and talk more about it. So I'm watching Married to Medicine. And since I can do a live reaction to the show, I'm just going to record my reaction as I watch the show. And I'm laughing at the part where Heavenly have the nerve to say, and maybe she's going to say something in the end. So I don't want to be too quick to jump down her throat. But she have the nerve to say her marriage is almost perfect, right? And they only have minor issues. And want to write down questions for other people just to be nosy. Toya and Eugene. When Toya called him daddy and kissed him, the look on Heavenly's face, like, girl, bye. You're coming over here talking about I'm being disrespectful to my husband. To you, I'm being disrespectful, but not to him. And he won't even ask me questions like that because he knows that I'm with him because I love him. Oh my gosh, Toya is the real MVP, okay? Heavenly had no choice but to say, thank you for your participation. Okay. This is going to be a long one because I'm watching the entire episode and reacting, but I'm going to insert bits and pieces into the episode. Oh, man. Oh, now she don't want to answer the question. Toya says, sit your ass down. Let me ask you some damn questions. I can't. Oh my God. This is too funny. But I don't understand, how dare you not want to answer questions? Like, you don't want to answer questions, but have the nerve to come for other people married, talking about I don't have to answer these damn questions. Girl, she is rude. Oh my God. I can't stand hypocrites, yo. I cannot stand hypocrites. How can you go after their marriages and not sit in the chair? She is rude, man. Okay, so that was my live reaction, and I agree. Okay, just because you see something as terrible, if the people in that situation doesn't see it, then let it go. However, your opinion is valid because that's what life is about. We are all not going to agree. We can agree to disagree and keep it moving, but it's not your place to tell people what they should think or how to handle something when they're the ones in it. So my point I'm trying to make is, if Toya and Eugene in particular does not see what his wife does as disrespect, then Heavenly, it wasn't your place. And let me just talk like I'm, not talk like I'm talking directly to her, but it wasn't her place to tell them or him what is disrespectful. He just feel like his wife, have diarrhea at the mouth, but that she's funny. He doesn't find it disrespectful. So that part, I didn't understand her trying to force him to believe his wife was being disrespectful. And then also too, Eugene is aware, how he met Toya and all of those things in their situation. So he knows that woman love him, and it have nothing to do with money, because if it did, when they had to leave that big mansion, she would have left as well. But it doesn't matter what happened and they have the downsides or whatever, she's still there. You know, Married to Medicine is a job, right? They do get compensated. So for the people who say, oh, where's she going? She don't have a job. She's not getting a check. Being on this show is a job. The part about Dr. Jackie and, you know, Curtis, Lord Jesus. So it was nice to see she just literally lost it. She lost it to the point where, you know, she was hugging him. But that question, what did she give you that I didn't? Yeah. I'm glad that he was smart enough to twist it around, okay? Because number one, his wife is already hurting. She's already heartbroken. She's been crying. So then publicly saying to everybody, these are the things that she did that my wife didn't do. Especially if sexually, exactly, she did something his wife didn't do. That's adding insult to injury. I done already broke this woman's heart, broke her self-esteem, broke everything she stands for, the fact that she loved me and trying to make this marriage work with a cheater. Then I'm supposed to break her some more by telling her, oh yeah, by the way, my ex-girl did this, she did that, and you lacking in this department, that department. That would have broken her even more. So what? I'm glad that, you know, they are working on it, and kudos to them. Like I said, man, Jackie really does love her husband, regardless of their ups and downs, regardless of him shutting down her dream of having children, whatever the case might be. She deeply loved that man because she's a doctor. So you guys cannot throw the whole she's staying with him because of money in there. She probably makes more money than him. You know what I'm saying? So she's not staying because of money. This is one relationship where we can say, for those of you who say, oh my God, Toya ain't going nowhere, she's married to a doctor. This is where then I can say Jackie is 100% staying with her husband because of love, you know, and because the heart wants what it wants, you know. And so kudos to them. Now, I skipped the beginning. The beginning where it's so interesting how Cecil and Simone, how people were just talking about how incredible of a job they did hosting, you know, a couples therapy session, and how people look up to them and how such an amazing role model they are to the group, you know. So to see them go from that last season, I should say, to this and falling apart, it was hard to watch. Now, let me say this. It sucks that Dr. Simone and her husband got to the point of filing for divorce and all of that. I 100% believe it's simple miscommunication. It's a simple case of pride. A simple case of, I'm right, I want to be right, so I'm not going to sit here and communicate with you and let's talk through it. And that's what's going on. Because what happened with those questions that Heavenly asked, that whole reaction from Simone at first was unnecessary because it was a valid point. It was a valid point. You bought a car without consulting me, and I did the same. So why can't we meet in the middle and say, you know what? Yes, I was wrong for doing that, and I apologize. Yes, you were wrong for doing that, and if you hear a noise for a while, but I apologize. I was wrong. You apologize. You were wrong. Now let's move on and fix this. You understand what I'm saying? That was a valid point. But I get where Simone was coming from, like, you know, this is about you. It's not about me. So own your, you know, whatever, you know, should be cursing, and say you're sorry and let's move on. But it was like, okay, don't put the spotlight on me now and make me look like the bad guy when you did the same exact thing. That's just all he was saying. That's where it was coming from. And then Honestly, Cecil, why do you think that it was a good idea to take money from your marriage without, informing your wife? No, I don't think so. But, my wife bought a car without consulting me as well. But you know what? I apologize again to my wife. We worked through that, and I apologize. Simone sitting back, quiet, listening. This is my scenario. If they were still in love, quiet, listening, and say, and you know what, Heavenly and everybody, I too do apologize to my husband for doing that. And hopefully, moving forward, we can have an open line of communication, respect each other, and make sure we have conversations on making major decisions. Case closed. Next, next couple. And that's it. All of that screaming just showed that their marriage is so far gone and is so bad. That's how they're screaming in front of their children. 100%. And that's why those kids are probably happy that they're done, because they were too toxic for each other. I mean, it was just unnecessary. But then again, did you guys see what happened after? Did you see what happened after that? After she walked away, Jackie walked with her and they talked, and she came back. He put his hands around her. He said, I love you. Something she said he never does, and apologized to her. What was her response? Her response wasn't, I love you too. Was she saying basically, I'm not going to put up a front for these cameras because I don't love you back? And because whatever the case might be, I'm just like, what the hell? It was crazy. She said, oh, baby, I love you too. And, thank you so much for loving me. And I apologize for screaming at you as well. She was just like, yeah, you showed your bleep. You showed your, it's like, Lord Jesus. So that was that with those two. They didn't even have to get to Quintessa because it was a wreck at that point. I love how, I want to get to Quad. I didn't forget. But I love how, let me get to Quad before I talk about like the heavenly husband. Quad and Greg are done. They're so far gone. Quad did a recent interview, and she said, well, not a recent interview, on the next episode. Now, I don't know, sometimes not all of the scenes make the cut. So I don't know if this is going to be in the next episode or if it just didn't make the cut. But I saw this clip where Quad said exactly what I've been saying for the longest. I've been saying for the longest. At first, I was like, oh yeah, that girl's trying to, collect, make her bag, whatever the case might be, and be out. But then I brought up their mug shots. Then I brought up their getting arrested for domestic, violence against each other. Then I brought up all of that. Under no circumstances should you ever bring a child into a toxic situation. So I 100% agree with Quad on that part. I've been saying that over and over again. These two can barely get through a full sentence together. They could barely get through a full sentence before screaming at each other. You wanted to bring a child into that mess? And that's exactly what Quad said. Quad said, I would never give you what you want as in a baby. I would never bring a child into this toxic mess. She said exactly what I've been saying for the longest. And when he was screaming that he wanted to say something, and then they were like, let the man speak. Oh my gosh. And also too, the whole I'm a doctor and identity and all of that. I don't think Quad was trying to take that away from him. She was just saying that, listen, you are a doctor, yes, out there, but when you come home and all the scrubs and everything come off, you are my husband. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you are a doctor, and kudos to your accolades and all of that. I appreciate that. However, when you walk through those doors or when you're around me, I'm your wife. I'm not your patient. You understand? You understand where she was coming from? So that's all she was saying. I didn't get with you because you're a doctor, but that's what he feels. That's how he feels. If your wife is not intimate with you, if your wife won't agree to having kids with you, you know, if your wife spend more time out with her friends and living, you know, an amazing life without you, then I could see where he would get that from. That, you know, she wouldn't marry me because of A, B, and C. I get it, you know, but we should see what happens, man, because this is crazy. And then even in that preview that I saw, Quad is crying again. She's crying again why her soon-to-be ex-husband, I'm going to say, is slamming the door. And she's basically saying to her marriage support group, and that's who I should be in love with, and that's who I should spend the rest of my life with. So, you know, man, it's just a lot. All of the screaming and the disrespect and all of that is just unnecessary. So that was that. And then to Heavenly and her husband, Damien was about to get into some deep stuff. He was about to spill the tea. And in some way, somehow, just got... I'm going to say this too. I didn't like how when Damien was trying to speak, they were all jumping in, trying to interrupt him and stuff. That's the problem in some of their relationships. They don't listen. And sometimes when they listen, they are processing their rebuttal to the point where they miss the important part. You know, people are like trying to process and rehearse what their rebuttal is going to be and end up missing the message. You know, so I'm glad that he was able to get them quiet so that he could speak, you know, and just bring peace to the room, you know. So that was that. I also love, you know, how they went and found Rihanna childhood home and we're taking pictures in front of it. You know, I love that you know, Toya and Mariah and, you know, Toya, Mariah, and Quad were all in the same space together. You know, these two love each other. I'm talking about Mariah and Quad. They really genuinely love each other, but they have hurt each other to the point where yeah, it would take I shouldn't say a miracle, because when you really love a friend and you guys get to have a conversation and really get back to that place, you know, forgiveness is possible. But there's so much hurt that's been done that, yeah, it's not going to be an easy one. And then it showed that in the next preview, the next episode as well, Quad is now going at it with Toya, talking about and we shall never speak again and all of that. So we just have to wait for that episode and see, you know, the rain coming down and them having to leave, you know, dinner and all of that. It was a very interesting, you know, episode. A lot of screaming and all of that, but that just showed how bad it's gotten for Simone and her soon-to-be ex-husband. Like, they can't just even have a regular conversation, you know. And I don't get these women. He doesn't say he loved me. He doesn't show affection. And the man say, I love you, and show affection. And then your response is, yeah, you were really showing your... That was the perfect moment to say, I love you too, honey. And I too apologize for screaming. Case closed, done and done. You know, I just feel like, you know, life is very easy. It is not complicated. But we as people do everything in our power to complicate life. These two are not listening to each other, Simone and Cizo. They are not hearing each other. And that's why it's so toxic. If something that simple could lead to that screaming match they just had, yeah, they need to be apart, because someone's going to end up on Snap. Yeah, Simone's going to end up on Snap. Talking about, yeah, I snap and ended the life of my husband. So I'm happy that they're separating. I mean, it's toxic. Now, I'll be happy if they could get counseling and get back together, because, I mean, 21 years, that's a long time. But you don't want to see two people living in such an environment. You know, and that's why she got that separate house. was preparing herself for this moment. But we shall see, when it comes to the reunion, we shall see what happens and all of that. And yeah, man, so that was it, and I'm going to go ahead and end here, my final loves. I am wishing you all an amazing day. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.